Node.js is one of the cutting edge technology. I've taken hundreds of interviews in the last 1 year and I've realized people who are beginner or who are having enough experience in Node.js, most of them are even not having enough understanding of how does Node.js works under the hood or how does Node.js works internally. And interestingly, one of the candidates asked me why he requires to understand how does internally Node.js behaves. I gave him an example which I would like to share with you all. I explained him learning Node.js is like learning a bicycle. You might be good at riding the bicycle, but if you don't know how does bicycle works internally, and at any point of time, say everybody knows when you hit the pedal there is a chain mechanism through which your cycle runs. So at any point of time, say you are good at riding the bicycle, you're riding it and your chain is untracked. And if you don't know how does it work internally, you will end up like, I need help, I need someone to fix this out. Rather, if you know this is just a chain issue, you can keep the chain on track and things can be sorted in a minute, right? I hope it is clear for you. So that's why if you are knowing the basics, how does internally Node.js works, any point of time you're running production issues, you would be able to find out the root cause in few minutes. So that's about why we should know how does thing works internally. If you really want to start learning Node.js from scratch, I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from this video. So let's talk about what is Node.js. So you might be aware of that Node.js is like, you might have read it, it is a non-blocking, single-threaded, event-driven runtime environment for JavaScript. But you don't need to mug it up because I'm going to explain you each and every single thing in detail. So let's talk about how it is related to the JavaScript. So say you have created a JavaScript program, then if you want to execute it, then browsers are the place where you can execute your JavaScript program, right? So that's why traditionally you must be using JavaScript for front-end applications, right? But what if you want to run your JavaScript program outside the browser? Node.js comes in picture. Node.js help you to execute your JavaScript program. So there is something common between your browser and your Node.js. What is that? Underlying engine which is present inside the browser and the Node.js. So basically what happened in 2008, Google has launched their browser called Chrome, and that was a very efficient browser. That's why most of us usually use Chrome rather than Mozilla or other browsers available in the market, right? Because the engine inside Chrome Google team has developed is called V8. That was a very efficient engine they have designed so that it executes the JavaScript in a very nicely manner, and that was designed open source. So in 2009, Ryan Dahl was the guy who took advantage of this open source V8 engine, and in 2009 he has launched this Node.js. So what he did is, you understand Node.js is a big box and inside V8 is a small box. So now if you want to run your JavaScript program, you don't need to go to browser. You come to the Node.js, you give it input and it is going to generate the output. So now you are able to run JavaScript outside the browser using Node.js. So when you can run it outside the browser, so you can use it like a backend technology like Java, .NET, Python, so many different technologies are there. Same way you can use it, right? So that's how since 2009 you can use JavaScript for backend programming as well. But the question here is like, is it JavaScript capable enough to serve a backend language? Because if you want to do a backend programming, then you might need to deal with the files, you might need to deal with the database. So Node.js, it's not only about only JavaScript, it is more than JavaScript. Basically what happens, JavaScript doesn't have capability to read and write data from a file, right? So that's why in the Node.js has its own APIs. So if anything which is not present in V8 engine, it checks in the Node.js API. If it is present there, it takes leverage of that and execute your program. So